Hi, I'm Kevin Gartner, one of the directors within the Global Customer Success Organization. Welcome to the AI-powered Concur Travel session. We're going to talk a little bit about our recent innovations and some upcoming AI direction that we're heading in the Concur Travel product. Linnea?
Hi, I'm Linnea Uyneo. I'm a senior product manager here at Concur, and I lead the travel AI team, and I'm excited to share some of the innovations that we have coming up on deck for you.
Great, thank you. So just a real quick note here. We are, as mentioned, we are going to display some roadmap and discuss some innovations and ideas, and they are potentially going to change. So they're just samples of the direction that we're traveling. So the future of Concur Travel, as you know, is already here. We've released several versions of the new Concur Travel environment as of today. Most of the markets are ready, excluding a few. We'll get into that a little bit. Your TMC is absolutely ready, and your GDS systems are ready to go. We've got all three GDS systems up and running in today's environment. I know a lot of you have heard this story already, but just take a couple minutes to overview a few of the highlights in new Concur Travel where we are today. We're focused on the user experience, content. I'm going to talk a little bit about content a little more in depth on the next slide. Some new capabilities and sustainability. User experience is very important to us, and I know it's very important to you to ensure that your travelers have the right tools and available to them to facilitate their travel booking needs. One of the most important things that we're excited about in the user experience area is the parity between the desktop version and the mobile app. We're really trying to focus on the mobile app, and it's really exciting for us to see that you now can do the same features and functions on the mobile app as you can on the desktop. Content, as I said, I'm going to talk about that a little bit further. Some additional new capabilities within the system. We have OmniSearch capabilities now. You as a user can literally just go in and start typing your destination, where you want to go, what part of the trip you want to talk about, and the system is intelligent enough to start populating different ideas and places where you might want to go. And then earlier, sustainability is also a part of the new Concur. We have a partnership with Thrust, which is incorporating additional greater capabilities with sustainability data and information, and we're now incorporating in not only the air module, but the hotel module, as well as cars. So let's talk a little bit about content. Content is king. That's where you explore, that's where you have the ability to make sure that your programs and your negotiations are incorporated into the system for your users to select. Content in air, we have NDC capabilities now. We have our new hotel connectors available, which provides 11 times more policy compliant hotel data, and we're expanding our rail capabilities as well. So this next slide, I know it's a lot of content on these slides, but just to give you a visual overview, this is where we display the content that is available within the GDS systems, within the different verticals, your air, hotel, car rental, and our rail. The GDS line above will display what GDS systems, being Sabre, Amadeus, and Travelport, and then some of our air connectors specifically. We have Travel Fusion and our newest connector with Ryanair for the European market. Travel Fusion, for those that may not be aware, Travel Fusion is our low-cost carrier connector. They're an aggregator for over 70 countries and low-cost carriers to incorporate that data and the booking process into new Concur Travel. I also want to mention real quickly, our new hotel content is expanding. We are looking, and we have partnered with many of the hotel connectors with the TMCs, MXGBT, CWT, BCD's Roomit, HRS. All of those now have the ability to incorporate their programs into Concur Travel and allow for that additional booking capabilities outside of the GDS system where a hotel may or may not be provided or bookable through the GDS system. These new hotel content sourcing capabilities provide that additional capability and have allow the user to book and make those bookings.
So what does this look like in practice? We at Concur know that travel is an emotional and complex process with so many unknowns. In fact, my flight here to Chicago was delayed by a day. And unfortunate things like this happen at every step in the travel journey because there's so many things that can go wrong and so many things that can go right. That's the magic of travel. So at Concur, we have so much booking data at our dispense, and we're thinking about how can we use that data and infuse it with AI to make the traveler journey easier at all touch points so that we not only get you there, but we get you there in style in the best way possible with insights at every point. So this really starts at the start of the booking journey. I'm going to dive into how we're thinking about bringing out data outside of Concur because we know that booking often starts outside of Concur when your boss messages you or you get an email. Then once you get into Concur, we have really tailored and tuned our algorithm for recommendations. And then as you're booking through the process, we have this new agent called Jewel, which provides helpful chats and insights to our users. And then at the end of the journey, requests and expensing is a lot easier with our AI agent. So if you go to the next slide, our first AI agent is with a Teams integration. So we know that booking happens outside of Concur. We know that maybe your boss messages you and tells you you have to go to SAP Fusion in Chicago. And from that Teams chat, you could directly book a flight within Concur within Teams. So this is a new capability, and we're also exploring other options outside of Teams within emails so that we can really streamline the booking process and offer recommendations that get you booking faster wherever you're booking. So if you go to the next slide, once you get into Concur at the start of the travel journey, before you've even committed any spend, we've launched this request assistant that enables the user to estimate their total trip cost using generative AI and provides employees some insights into both how much it's going to cost, but also some smart travel advisory about risk and different documents that they might need to bring. All this context is provided using AI, and it saves time and effort providing compliance guidance. So that's request. And then once you get into booking, we launched our booking personalization recommendations in Q4 of 2024. And as we've rolled that out, we've seen a large impact on our users. This actually has really increased the amount of in-policy booking, so saving your company money and decreased time on task, making it easier for users to select in-policy bookings that are tailored to what they've booked in the past. So it helps them pick the flights that they want to pick while also staying compliant to your company's policies. So we're actually using this recommendation algorithm through all of our AI products, and it just gets better and better as we learn more about how users are engaging with it and is becoming more and more tailored and more compliant and in policy as we launch this. So to the next slide. We also have the booking agent within Jewel. Jewel is our smart little assistant that integrates across all SAP products. What I love about Jewel compared to some other AI tools out there is it has some structured capacities, meaning that it's not going to hallucinate and tell your travelers a bunch of crazy things. So it's really bounded by the business context and is directly serving the use cases that you want your travelers to have. For instance, currently we've built out flights and hotels, and we're working on rail and car. And it's available in the early adopter phase at this point. So if you go to the next one, I'm going to do a little booking agent demo to show you what this looks like in practice. So if you want to click onto that. I'm from San Francisco, but I have a team out in Seattle. So I'm going to book a little flight with Jewel. So I want to fly from San Francisco to Seattle in August, which I actually did get to visit my team out in August. It was a great trip. And we came up with many AI innovations, brainstorming in person. So as you can see, the flight results are loading, and we have these powered by our recommendations algorithm. We're bringing back a few different options based off of my past booking data and what I prefer to fly. I'm going to add some filters. I like to fly out in the morning so I can get a full day with them, and I also like flying United from SFO. So let's see what it brings back. Okay, look, it has my updated results already. And look, there's just one flight that flies out with those parameters, so I'm going to select that. And I'm going to select a fare after I've selected this. So I'm going to look through the different benefits of these fares. And, okay, looks like I want to fly economy. Unfortunately, my boss, Ulali, does not allow me to fly business quite yet, maybe one day. Okay, so looks like it's brought back some inbound flights. I'm going to choose the one that's flying in at 150, or wait, no, 1450, sorry. Okay, so it looks like it's just loading. I'm going to go and look at the different fare options and select economy again. And it's going to allow me to select a form of payment. And from there, one thing that I like about this Joule agent is a lot of other booking agents just start the booking process and then redirect the user to review and book to actually execute on the booking. One thing that we've built in-house to make it as seamless as possible is to have everything integrated in one flow so that you could be doing using the request assistant, moving on to the booking process, and you won't even have to switch context. So as you can see, my trip is confirmed. I'm all good to go to visit my team in Seattle. So pretty exciting stuff if we want to.
Very exciting.
In addition to that, we have our meeting location planner. I think one thing that's hard when you're a resource like us and we have so many different colleagues across the states, it's like, where do we meet up when we actually want to do an offsite? This tool helps with that pain point. It allows you to enter in different employees and where they're based, and it estimates the costs for the different places that you can meet for an offsite. So if you want to go to the next slide, I'll do a little demo on this. So I'm just entering in all the different people from my team and where they're based. And it's currently looking for different SAP offices that we could meet at. So after it's done that, it's going to preview the flight costs and give me an estimation for the different places. So it looks like that's just loading right here. And yeah, now that it's giving me some different options, I'm going to select Chicago in honor of SAP Fusion Exchange being in Chicago. And then it's going to be looking for some hotels that I could bring my team together and giving me an estimate for that. Just loading. Okay. I think I want to filter down my hotel options. Let me add a filter. So just typing that in. Yeah, it is nice to be close to the office when you stay. It's nice that Joule has that context of where the office is in relation to these points of interest. So now that I've looked at the hotel options, I think I'm going to go with the Sonder Hotel. And yeah, it will provide me an estimate of the total cost of booking to send everyone out to Chicago and let everyone stay in the Sonder Hotel. So that's the benefit of the meeting location planner. Okay, now I'm going to pass it back to Kevin.
Great, thank you. That's really great information and exciting to see the advancements that we're making utilizing AI. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about, excuse me, the roadmap, on the Concur Travel roadmap. The next few slides, I know, very heavy in content, but just a few things that I want to highlight and point out. Most importantly, Sabre and Amadeus are up and running pretty much worldwide, excluding the Asia markets right now for both direct and indirect customers. Travelport Plus is the combination. Travelport Plus, as you know, is a combination of WorldSpan, Apollo. They have formulated into a new GDS system called Travelport Plus. That's what we're building towards in the new Concur Travel environment. That's why Travelport Plus is a little bit delayed and behind Sabre and the Amadeus systems. However, the majority of Travelport Plus functionality is there today, but we have not yet reached the auto migration period for Travelport Plus. Sabre was completed in April of 2025, and the Amadeus systems globally were completed in July of 2025. So it's been a very exciting year for us. We still have a few more phases to go. You'll see my note here expanding to Brazil in October. October 18th, we are migrating. Brazil was excluded due to some hotel functionality that was not quite available for that particular market. So that's really exciting for us to see. And we are still TBD on the rest of the world, meaning the Asia markets that we're not in quite yet or any other place. We are still waiting to see what our product teams are going to satisfy that particular date. I also want to highlight at the bottom of this particular slide, there's 4 links to this. And again, this presentation will be available to you post your viewing of this. But those 4 links provide you information to those resources in the upgrades, the FAQ, most importantly, the roadmap and the Travel Resource Center, which provides you a lot of information on change management and communicating to your travelers if needed, and the TMC Partner Readiness Guide as well. That readiness guide, that gives you a little checklist of some areas within the product that you should review in advance or post migrating over to the new Concur, so that when you do your testing to ensure that you're solid, we are highlighting a few areas there. Here's just a couple highlights again. I already talked about the GDS and the country deployment areas. Again, we're in over 80 countries at the moment, mostly in Sabre and Amadeus, Travelport Plus right around the corner. There are a few exclusion areas that I want to highlight. General exclusions means that if that particular feature is not available within the system at the time you wish to migrate, that vertical is not going to migrate. What I mean by that vertical, we are now migrating by car, by hotel, by air. So for example, if you are on Amadeus and utilizing the Master Price Travel Board settings, that is an exclusion. It's not yet available. So if you were opted in to migrate in the air vertical, that vertical would not migrate because that's not quite ready yet. And you'll notice on this list, many of these features have a very near release date. So most of them are now in either satisfied in Q3 or about to roll over into Q4. Many of them have Q4 dates as well. So by the end of the year, the majority of these general exclusions, high impact limitations, and redirects will be available. Just to real quickly highlight a redirect means the vertical may migrate into the new environment, but for example, guest bookings on the first one on the list here. Although it's targeted now, it has not yet been released, but it is targeted for this time frame. You can still migrate your configuration into the new environment, but if you were going to book a guest booking, it would transition you to the legacy environment, still allow you to make that booking for that guest, and then pop you right back into the new Concur environment. This is just a quick little visual of, again, our global footprint and landscape and all the countries that we are available in currently. High impact limitations, this is just a list, again, just reiterating what was on that last slide. Couple things that I want to highlight. The second one, custom trip fields powered by itinerary rules. That has just been satisfied and released. So this presentation was actually designed and built before that was just released last week. So that's very exciting. Trip changes is also coming up very soon as well. So we will no longer have this list of exclusions and high impact limitations. The majority of these will be satisfied by the end of by the end of the year. So with that, I'm going to pass it back to Linnea to talk a little bit about the future of AI within Concur.
Thank you for passing it back. I just want to call out one thing about the new Concur Travel and where it gets us from an AI perspective. The foundation of the new Concur, overhauling the old Concur, really enables us to innovate faster and enables us to run these experiments with AI and deliver these features at a lightning speed that you have never seen before. So I'm really excited about the resourcing that we're putting behind our AI agents and where we're headed from that perspective, and the innovation that we're able to unlock with this new platform that is really not tied down architecturally from a technological perspective. But just to highlight what we're doing from an AI perspective, we want your AI agent to be your little travel assistant in your pocket. When you get to the conference and you want to know how much per diem do I have per day to spend on food, you can ask Jewel. When you want to know why a flight is out of policy and you're not seeing a flight option, you can ask Jewel. When you want to auto-magically just book a trip in one click, you can ask Jewel for that, because we'll have all the insights of how you like to travel, how you want to get there, with all of your past booking data, so we can suggest a flight, a car, a hotel that gets you there in style. When you want to know if you need a car rental to get to the meeting, Jewel can help provide that helpful insight. So we're really excited for some of these use cases that we're thinking about building out in the future. And where we're at from a foundational perspective is we have the foundation to be able to support some of these use cases going forward. And we're building this for you, but we're also building this iteratively alongside you. We're using UX research. We have a full analytics team evaluating the data and the models to see how our algorithms are doing. We're testing each different algorithm and iterating on top of that, saying, okay, this algorithm saved users X percentage of time, and it also saved the company 10%. So we're evaluating those algorithms with all that data in mind. We're running A/B tests with different options to see which users like best. And we're also doing customer focus groups so that we can hear directly from you to make sure that this AI is built with humans in mind. So we're really excited about some of these features we have coming up. And thank you for listening to not only what we're doing from an AI perspective, but what we are also doing from a Concur Travel perspective at large.
Yes, thank you very much. It's really exciting and interesting to see the advancements in a very short period of time and how we're utilizing AI and moving all of those features into the product. So we do thank you for sharing the time with us. We would like to ask you to share your feedback on this session or any session that you've participated in today's virtual session.